Hello everyone, this is Josh Vision, and I'm here to give you my Season 1, Episode 11 review of Merlin. So, in this episode, we have Merlin's mother's village being attacked by a group of raiders led by, basically, I believe his name is actually Kanan. So, he gives the villagers 1 week to basically supply him and his men with food, and if they don't, he will destroy their village. So, this leaves Merlin's mother to travel to Camelot where she sees her son after what I believe has been like a year or like 6 months, something along them lines, at least half a year, I believe, at least a half a year. And she tries to convince Arthur's father, King Uther, to send some troops to help fend off Canaan. But he feels as though it's not in his jurisdiction, it's the other king's business. And even though he would want to help, he feels it wouldn't be wise to basically send off soldiers, to help in this little conflict, that actually might lose their life, in this little conflict, basically. So Arthur believes they should help, but his father's against it. Guinevere agrees with Arthur, so does Morgana, and they decide to go with Merlin and his mother back to Merlin's mother's village to basically defend themselves against Kanan and his men. So in this episode, we're introduced to Merlin's childhood friend, William, who's aware of Merlin's talents when it comes to wizardry and sorcery. And he feels as though Merlin should have stayed with the village and used his magic for the benefit of the village. But Merlin believes that it was the right choice for him to leave, to go to Camelot, and he has to protect Arthur. But William just doesn't, get it, nor cares to really understand. And from his perspective, he feels as though Merlin betrayed his people. And he doesn't like Arthur because I believe his father died fighting under King Sinrid, I believe. So that's why William hates basically everything and all people royal. And it makes it even worse since Arthur is the crown prince of Camelot. So Arthur is able to use his charisma to lift the spirits of the people of Merlin's mother's village, and he's training them alongside Guinevere and Morgana, who, despite Arthur's protests, they feel as though every person matters, especially when it goes against these raiders led by Kanan, and that a woman can be strong and a talented fighter as well. Arthur relents, and he actually, like I mentioned before, they participate in the training, for the eventual showdown. So Merlin has a conversation with his mother, and he feels as though he should tell Arthur his secret. And his mother's like, "You sure about that?" But she did mention that she does feel that Arthur, likes him as a friend, and but she isn't so sure that Arthur would handle the news, at least as of right now. And Merlin's like, "Listen, if Arthur can't accept me for what I am, then I guess he wasn't my friend to begin with." So when the battle starts, it's chaotic. Like, it's crazy. Like, Kanan's men is fighting the villagers, so on and so forth. The villagers put up one hell of a fight, but Kanan's men seem to have the upper hand. I believe William, before the fight even started, says that he's going to leave because the villagers are just going to get slaughtered, and Merlin calls him out for being the true coward. And, other village, if he's going to leave his fellow, village men to be slaughtered, basically, without putting up at least, a decent fight. So Merlin is saved, ironically, by William before getting his head smashed in by a mace. And him and William do a good job killing a few of Kanan's men. By the way, Morgana is really good with the sword. I believe Uther must have taught her, because she was killing off plenty of dudes. At one point, she looked almost, keyword almost, as good with the sword as Arthur did. And Arthur did his usual damage. So eventually, I believe Merlin, in order to turn the tide into the village's favor, he creates a whirlwind. And Arthur notices that either Merlin or William started the whirlwind, because he saw those two, that it had to be one of them, the way, from the creation of it, and all that stuff. So basically, getting to the end of this review, Arthur takes advantage of this, and him and Kanan decide to go one-on-one, and Arthur proves himself to be the superior fighter. So basically, Kanan, his final act was try to kill Arthur with the bow, and William pushes Arthur out the way and takes the blow from the arrow. So I believe they put William in a room, and he admits that he was the one that was the sorcerer, that he created the whirlwind. Even though Merlin knows it's a lie, and obviously William knows it's a lie, he did to protect his best friend, Merlin. And he tells Arthur, if I remember correctly, that he believes he's going to be a great king, essentially. So we have William's funeral. I believe he was cremated on a prior, and Merlin once again has a conversation with his mother, and his mother once again tells Merlin that Arthur is, I can tell he's a great friend of yours, and it's mutual, and that one day Arthur will be ready to hear what you have to say, because she does believe Arthur is every bit the friend which Merlin thinks Arthur is. So, yeah, great episode. 8 out of 10 in my opinion. Yeah, write some comments down below if I missed anything or your thoughts on the episode. Thank you guys for watching my review. I really appreciate it. Adios.